Alright guys, and let's get back to it. Lesson 31, using trig to determine area. This is going to be a really fun one, guys. Like always, make sure you guys find my channel, subscribe to it, and make sure you guys are liking these videos and watching them. These videos will help you guys out a ton when it comes to taking notes and passing these quizzes and tests. So, we have 3 triangles below. We have to determine the area of each triangle if possible. If it's not possible, then we need to figure out what is needed to determine the area. So on this first one, we know that our formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So looking at triangle ABC here, we have a height of 12 and a base of 5. So we're going to go 5 times 12 divided by 2. And like I said in one of my videos before, I like to make things easy for myself. So look at this 12 and 2. We're going to divide those. We're going to get 5 times 6, which is 30. So the area of triangle ABC is 30 units squared. Looking at DEF, our height is 8 and our base is 20. So we're going to go 20 times 8 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So we get 10 times 8. 80 square units. Now looking at GHI, we don't have a height here. Our height would be right here, but we don't have that. So in order to find the area of this, we would need height. And I'll show you guys how to find that height in this lesson. Is there any way to find the missing information? Sine of angle HIG would give us, or 12 sine of HIG would give us that height. Because we're looking at this angle, this is our height, we would have to use sine of this angle times our hypotenuse to get that height. So we need to find the area of this triangle. Alright, so it looks to me that we have a right triangle right here, or a right angle right here. I'm going to assume that because we have no other measurements to do this. We have no angle measures. So if this is a right angle, we're going to get 7 times 12 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. We get 7 times 6. 42 square units. If this is a right triangle, let's make sure it is. So is 15 squared equal to 12 squared plus 7 squared? Well, 15 squared, I want to say that that's 225, and I'm pretty sure it is. Is that equal to 144 plus 49? Clearly it's not. This is not a right triangle. Alright, so it's not right. Meaning, we need one side. We need one angle here to find this. In order to find this height here. Now, alright, so we have no angle measures. What we're going to do instead is we're going to call this x. And this over here is 15 minus x. So now we need to solve for x. Now in order to solve for x, we're going to solve for this height right here, h. So I'm going to write 2 different Pythagorean theorems. So we get 7 squared equals h squared plus x squared. I'm going to subtract that x squared from both sides. So we're going to get 49 minus x squared equals h squared. And then for the other triangle, we're going to get 144 is equal to h squared plus 15 minus x squared. Now, if we do that, we're going to get 144 equals h squared plus 225 minus 30x minus x squared. If we put all the x's on the other side, we're going to get negative x squared minus 30x minus 81 is equal to RH squared. And now we're going to set these equal to each other. So we're going to go 49 minus x squared equals negative x squared minus 30x minus 81. So let's add the 81 to both sides. So we're going to get, what is that, 130 minus x squared equals negative x squared minus 30x. We have a negative x squared on both sides, so let's add it to both sides to get rid of that. We're going to get 130 equals 30x, which means that x equals 130 30ths, which is equal to 13 thirds. And now that we know what x is, we can use x, plug it back in up here in this equation. So 49 minus 13 thirds squared equals h squared. So then we get 49 minus 169 ninths equals h squared, which is going to give us, let me check my calculator on my phone really quickly. 49, never mind, not 49, 169 divided by 9 minus 49 gets us 30 point, that can't be right. That can't be right. So 169 divided by 9. And then we're going to, I'm going to make it negative, and I'm going to add 40. Oops. 49. 30.2222 equals h squared. And then we're going to take the square root of that. And we get h, so take the square root of both sides, is equal to 5.4975 units. Now that we know what h is, we can multiply and find our area. So I'm going to take some blank space up here. So area is equal to base 15 times height of 5.4975 divided by 2. So let's do that. I'm going to multiply this by 15 and then divide by 2. So the area is 41.231 units squared. Now that could be meters, that could be miles, that could be feet, that could be inches, that could be millimeters. Whatever it is that this is put in units of. Now I know I went through that pretty quick and I'm really sorry for that, guys, but what we need to do is, again, we're going to solve for h squared for both of these right triangles in here. So this triangle and this triangle. We need to solve for h squared on both of those. Then we're going to set it equal and solve for x. Then we're going to plug x back into that first equation, or whichever equation we choose. Alright. So a farmer's planning on how to divide his land for planting next year's crops. Triangular plot of land is left with two known side lengths measuring 50 meters and 1700 meters. What could the farmer do next in order to find the area of the plot? So the farmer has a triangular plot of land. We don't know whether it's a right triangle or not. And that looks like it's a right triangle, so I'm going to redraw that. There we go. That looks better. So we have 500, what was that? 500 meters and 1700 meters. What could the farmer do next to find the area of the plot of land? So what the farmer would have to do next is he would have to draw, or he would have to find this distance here, this x. Then, once he's found that x, he can solve just like we did in the last one to find this h, and then plug it into our area formula. Area of a triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2. So once the farmer does that, he's able to plug it into here after he finds h and solve for the area of the triangle. A real estate developer and her surveyor are searching for their next piece of land to build on. They each examine a plot of land in the shape of triangle ABC. The real estate developer measures the length of AB and AC and finds them both to be 4,000 feet. And the included angle has a measure of approximately 50 degrees. The surveyor measures the length of AC and BC and finds the lengths to be approximately 4,000 and 3,400 feet, respectively. Measures the angle between the two sides to be approximately 65 degrees. So we're going to draw a diagram, and I hope you guys remember this. This was one of the last lessons that we did in class. And it's not an isosceles. There we go, close to isosceles. So we're going to call this A, B, C. So AB and AC are both 4,000 feet. And then BC is 3,400 feet. This angle right here is 50 degrees. And this angle down here is 65 degrees. Meaning that this other side has to be 65 degrees as well. And that adds up, that works. 65 plus 65 is 130, plus 50 is 180. Now they each calculate the plot of land and both find roughly the same area. Show how each person calculated the area, round to the nearest 100. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to, since this is an isosceles triangle, we're going to draw an altitude. And because it's isosceles, this will hit right in the middle here. So we have 1,700 feet over here, 1,700 feet over here. So what this person did, I gotta think real quick. Okay, so what the first person did, the real estate developer, let's draw two different triangles. 50 degrees, 4,000, 4,000. What the real estate developer could have done is drawn this altitude in here. And then, if we use the sine of 50 degrees and set that equal to this height, h, divided by 4,000, that will get us the height of this triangle in one direction. So we do 4,000 sine 50 to be our height. Plug that into your calculators, and we're going to get 50. Take the sine, multiply by 4,000. We're going to get 3,000. 64.1778 as our height. So now we take this number for the area. So for this area, we're going to take the height, which is, or the base, which is 4,000, and multiply that by the height of 3,064.1778. Divide that by 2. Easy way. 4,000 divided by 2 is 2,000, so area is 2,000 times 3,064.1778. So we get the area is 6,128,355.5449 square feet. That's how the real estate developer did it. Now if we look at how the surveyor did it, we're going to draw this triangle. That's a terrible triangle. Oh, that's because I'm aiming to shape. Draw this triangle. We have 4,000. And we have 3,400 with a 65 degree angle here. Draw our altitude, and we're going to take 4,000 and multiply it by the sine of 65, and that will give us this height. So what is that? What is 4,000 times the sine of 65? Well, we're going to take 65, take the sine of it, multiply by 4,000. We get 3,625.2311 is our height. So then, to find our area, we're going to take 3,400, multiply it by 3625.2311, divide that by 2. 3,400 divided by 2 gets us 1,700 times 3,625.2311. And let me just check my calculator again. So we take this number, we multiply by 1,700, and we get that the area is 6,162,892.9518 feet squared. Now there is a difference here. Do you guys see that? So because they didn't measure these angles exactly, if we look back up here at the problem, they each examine, measures the length, and finds them both to be approximately 4,000 feet. And the measure of has a measure of approximately 50 degrees. We're using approximate measurements here. We're not using true measurements. It's not as precise as it needs to be to get the true area of this triangle plot. But that's how we do this. So find the area of each triangle and round to the nearest tenth. I'm going to do one of these for you guys. I want you guys to do the rest of these. They're not too bad. Use a separate sheet of paper, draw out these triangles. Although I will do one that is a little bit more challenging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one right here, number 4. What I'm going to do is, which one do I want to work with? I'd much rather take 12 times something than 6 plus 6 root 3. So we have a 75 and a 45, which means that that adds up to 120. So this angle right here is a 60-degree angle. Alright, that makes this easy on us. If this is a 60-degree angle, to find our height, we're going to take the sine of 60, set it equal to 12 divided by h. Or sorry, h divided by 12. It's been a long day. Now to solve this, we multiply both sides by 12. And we're going to get 12 sine 60 equals h. Now, once you guys get used to this, sine of 60 is going to be something that you guys are going to run into a lot. Sine of 60 is pretty simple. It breaks up into square root of 3 over 2. So we're going to get 12 square root of 3 divided by 2. But look, 12 divided by 2, that gets us 6. So we're going to get 6 square root 3 is equal to our height. So then to find the area, we're going to take area, set it equal to our base, which is 6 plus 6 root 3. And we're going to multiply that by 6 square root of 3. Divide by 2. Alright, so 6 divided by 2, or 6 root 3 divided by 2, simplifies down. So I'm going to write this out, 6 plus 6 root 3. Times 6 root 3 divided by 2 is 3 square root of 3. And then we just distribute. So 3 root 3 times 6 is 18 square root of 3. Plus 3 times 6 is 18. Times 3 times square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So we get 18 square root of 3 plus, that's going to be 54. And that's our answer for the area of this equation. Now you guys can do it this way. You guys can find the height first and then plug it into the area formula. Or there's another way to do this. We can say area is equal to our base, which is 6 plus 6 square root of 3, times 12 times the sine of the included angle, which is 60. That's another way to do this. We're just skipping the step of solving for h, and we're plugging it straight in here, where the 6 root 3 is 12 sine 60. Now, I hope that made sense to you guys. If you need to watch the video over again, watch it again. Watch it as many times as you guys need to understand this and get your notes done. And as before, you guys should not be spending more than 30 minutes a day working on this stuff. I don't want you guys spending that much time on this. You guys have lives to live. You guys have to find ways to stay healthy and sane during this quarantine. So, Do this to gain your understanding. Do this to get the homework done. Take your notes and get ready for the quiz that will be live tomorrow.